Good morning. Today we have a bit of a location change. You can see that I'm currently hiding out in the RV right now away from the children, which are still in the house. We haven't really moved anything out here yet, so we've kind of just been going back and forth and pretty much just sleeping in here and hiding out from the heat because there's air conditioning in here and there's not air conditioning in our house. So today I'm going to answer a question or two about what our plans are that I got from some of my friends from Facebook and Instagram after the last time I posted a video. So the first one is basically, are we moving, which was sort of kind of touched upon in that last video, but not so much. It kind of raised more questions than answers, I guess. So in the area of are we moving, well, yeah, because we plan to sell the house in the spring, and if you continue living in a house that you've already sold, so that doesn't belong to you, not only is it frowned upon, but it's highly illegal. So yeah, we'll have to be moving from this house, but how far we'll go won't really change, except for the fact that we are an hour away from Dustin's work right now, so he is gone for 11 to 12 hours a day, and that's kind of something that we wanted to move away from when we moved here from Alberta, because he was traveling an hour to work there as well, and we wanted to move closer so that the commute wouldn't be so long. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to find a house because we had 3 months, and it was Dustin living here in Saskatchewan and I was in Alberta, so I was driving back and forth while heavily pregnant with our 5th child and trying to find a house here that was within our price range, and it just kind of didn't go over very well. So we ended up finding this one as the house that we like the most, so we moved here, but again, the commute is an hour, so we would like to be closer this time. Hopefully our price range will change a little bit and be a little bit higher so we can actually find something close, because that's actually one of the things that held us back, was the closer you get to the city, the more expensive the houses are. So we ended up settling, I guess, for here since it has land, even though the commute was a lot further. So hopefully we'll be able to find a place that's closer to Dustin's work so that he doesn't have to travel quite as far every day and isn't gone quite as long. And then we also obviously need a little bit of land too, so that makes it a bit more difficult. This is our plan for now. Our plans always kind of change day to day, so we never know kind of what's going on. So that's the plan for right now, is that hopefully we'll be able to move closer to Dustin's work, which touches on the second question of, well, if you're going to be living in the RV, then kind of what's your income going to be? Because lots of people think basically that when you live in an RV, you don't have a permanent place to live. You just go wherever, or nomads, I guess. But we do plan on traveling, but that's next year when we have more vacation days. We obviously just traveled for nearly 3 weeks, so that used up pretty much all of the vacation days except for a few that we save for sickness or around Christmas time. So we'll have to wait for next year, which we then plan on going along the East Coast instead of the West Coast and checking out a couple places down there, and obviously traveling more in style this time rather than in a teensy-tiny tent trailer. We do still plan on living in here while we renovate, obviously, once we actually get all of our stuff in here, which is a bit more complicated because we're going from 10 times the size down to this. Although obviously we're leaving our furniture and things like that in there, we want to keep the necessities and things that we actually will need in here so that we don't have to keep going back inside the house. And also, when we do move, this house is huge. It's nearly 4,000 square feet once all the levels are accounted for, except for the basement. So that's just way too much space. I spent all my day cleaning rather than, getting to enjoy the house or do fun things with the children. So we hope to move into a much smaller house, which means that we're obviously going to need much less stuff, which is where kind of coming into here comes into play, where we get to see what we actually really need and the kind of things that we don't actually need. So that'll help us pare down on a lot of the things that we have here, because when we moved, again, I was really pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant the day that we moved here, and I had packed up the entire house just by myself, being between 7 to 8 months pregnant with my 5th child. So having to pack up the house just by myself with all the children there and being pregnant and going back and forth. I would spend 1 week in Alberta and then 2 weeks here, so I didn't actually have very much time because the children were also in summer camps there in Alberta as well. So when we went back, they'd be in day camp, and it would only be for a couple hours, so I wouldn't really even be able to get anything done. And so, yeah, I basically threw everything in boxes there and didn't sort through any of it. We brought everything with us. We packed the largest moving truck that you can get, and then we also that day went and picked up another trailer that the moving truck could tow and filled that up, and still couldn't bring everything. So obviously that's not something that we want to do this time around, and that's way too much crap for anybody. We really don't need that. So right now I've been paring down a lot of the stuff that we have, and then we'll hopefully be able to downsize quite a bit so that we can actually enjoy our lives instead of just spending it commuting and cleaning. So I hope that kind of answered questions. I don't know, I generally start to ramble, so if I missed out on anything, let me know, and I will try and do that in another question of the day video, I guess. So if you want to see more and see more about our cruisy lifestyle, you can hit subscribe. It's fairly easy. You just sign up with your Google account if you don't already have a YouTube account, and it's not even a YouTube account, like I said, it's just through Microsoft. So any of your Microsoft emails, you just sign in, sign up, and can subscribe.